Floyd Mayweather Jr. was born on February 24, 1977, in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Growing up in a modest household, Floyd's early life was far from glamorous. By the age of 7, Floyd was already stepping into the ring. Footage of a young Floyd shadow boxing in a small gym or backyard. And by his teenage years, Floyd was already making waves in the boxing world. Boxing was in Floyd's blood. And Floyd's childhood was marked by hardships of Floyd's amateur fights, showing his speed and precision. Highlight his 84-6 amateur record and his bronze medal win at the 1996 Olympics. Floyd's amateur career was a glimpse of what was to come. With an impressive 84-6 record and a bronze medal at the 1996 Olympics, he proved that he was destined for greatness. But this was just the beginning. The world would soon witness the rise of a boxing legend. Footage of Floyd turning professional, with a voiceover teasing his rise to stardom. He changed his name from Pretty Boy to Money, because money, power, and respect are what he's after. Lightning fast in the ring. He's also known for his flashy lifestyle. Love him or hate him, he's made around $800 million. But for Floyd, it's not just about making money, it's about keeping it. Last year alone, he pulled in nearly $100 million, making him the highest paid athlete on Sports Illustrated's list. How much did he spend on a watch? $18 million. Yes, you heard that right. $18 million just on a watch. Insane, right? And yet, people still willingly pay to watch others try and fail. To beat him, that a picture on Instagram shows him on what looks like a private jet. They just put a hold on my private jet, he says. Then adds, sorry, I have a lot of money problems, but being broke isn't one of them. Floyd hasn't just changed boxing. He's changed all of sports. That he grew up in Grand Rapids, Michigan, in tough conditions. I was living in a one-bedroom place with no lights, he recalls. But he never cried, never complained. He was raised in his father's image. His dad, Floyd Mayweather Sr., was a talented fighter himself and set the foundation. When I lived with my dad in Michigan, he took risks. He hustled to put food on the table. Floyd says at 19, he stepped into the ring for his first professional fight. He wanted to succeed so that when his father got out of prison, he could take care of him, so he wouldn't have to eat bologna sandwiches anymore. Floyd says the transformation from Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Mayweather wasn't just about a nickname. It was about a mindset. Boxing is brutal, and most fighters end up broke and damaged. But Mayweather changed the game. The winner by knockout in his professional debut. Pretty Boy Floyd, a boxing prodigy. Floyd was throwing punches before he could even walk. His father and Uncle Roger, both respected fighters, trained him from infancy. By the time I was in the crib, I was throwing jabs. He says Floyd Sr. suffered a leg injury that ended his career early, so he poured all his energy into his son's training. He took little Floyd to the gym, sometimes carried him on his shoulders so he could reach the speed bag. When my dad gets out of jail, I'll be there for him. Floyd once said, down goes Ayala. The referee steps in, fight over, under his father's guidance. Floyd dominated the amateur ranks. Boxing was the family business. I want to thank my dad. Floyd said after winning a national championship, he was tough on me. If I made a mistake, he'd let me hear it. No pain, no gain. Floyd didn't just learn boxing. He refined it. He made it last longer. Now it's damn near perfect. Someone once said about his style, Mayweather comes back with a strong right. Kiefer goes down. The referee stops the fight. Another knockout win. Floyd's record, 6-0 with 5 KOs. With a struggling mother and a father in and out of trouble, Floyd grew up surrounded by chaos. Shortly after his Golden Gloves victory, his father was arrested and sentenced to 5.5 years. He sacrificed everything for me, Floyd says. When my dad went to prison, I had to become a man at 16. In 1996, Floyd entered the Atlanta Olympics and won a bronze medal. Many believed he was robbed of the gold. Floyd Mayweather was the best pro prospect in the entire Olympics. Analysts said he came from a family of champions. His uncle Roger was a 2-time world champion. His father was a professional, and his uncle Jeff was still fighting. He had world-class fighters around him from the start. Experts said, "I don't study my opponents. I just adjust and adapt once I step in the ring." Floyd tore through his first 17 opponents. "My gift is my ability to adjust in the ring." He says he had no problem being the villain, the bad guy, because bad guys sell tickets. "I sell myself. I don't need anyone else to do it for me." His relentless drive and desire for an undefeated legacy shaped his lifestyle. His training, 24/7. No fixed schedules. He's always in shape, trainers say. Always. Unlike most fighters who train at specific times, Floyd trains up to 4 times a day, whenever he feels like it. He believes working out while his opponents are sleeping gives him a mental and physical edge. Then came his first title shot. Genaro Hernandez, the reigning super featherweight champion in 1998. Hernandez was a great fighter, a tough opponent, analysts said. Normally, it takes years to get a fighter ready for a title shot. But at just 21, Floyd became the youngest champion in professional boxing. Mayweather might be the most naturally gifted fighter out there, commentators said. He's the total package, one of the best of his generation. His goal? Retire undefeated, win titles in 5, 6 different weight classes, become the greatest ever. His dominance continued. He's not just a technician, a commentator said. He's a magician. But after this fight, Floyd started feeling too much pressure from his father. He wanted more control over his own career. Floyd Mayweather had a natural connection with his uncle, which led to a major change early in his career. He fired his father, Floyd Mayweather Sr., as both his trainer and manager. With his father out of the picture, his uncle, Roger Mayweather, stepped in as his new trainer. He could talk to other fighters however he wanted. But he wasn't going to talk to me that way. Floyd once said, the start of his professional career. Mayweather was trained by his father, but they never saw eye to eye. The tension led to Roger taking over the role of head trainer. Roger strongly believed in Floyd's potential, stating, "Everything he got, everybody gave him. I did it for him. His daddy did it for him. He's going to be the best in the world." And he is. And that's because of his daddy, nobody else. With Floyd Sr. no longer involved, there was a shift in style. The defensive techniques his father emphasized were replaced with a more aggressive, crowd-pleasing approach. In a 21-year career, they put them in front of me, and I took them down. Floyd boasted, when it comes to boxing statistics, Floyd was at the top. He had the highest landing percentage, was the best at making money, and most importantly, kept winning. As he moved up in weight classes, Floyd's dominance continued. He started at lightweight, where he faced knockout artist Diego Corrales. Many believed Corrales would be too strong, but Floyd stepped into the ring and knocked him down 6 or 7 times, completely dismantling his opponent. It was a defining performance that cemented his reputation. Despite his skill, Mayweather had a major weakness: brittle hands. During the 6th round of a fight, he injured his left hand, leading to what was considered the first official knockdown of his career. However, he pushed through the pain and secured the victory. Brittle hands are a common issue for hard punchers, and Floyd was no exception. To manage his condition, he underwent a wax treatment multiple times a week and followed strict hand care regimens. At one point, the damage was so severe that retirement seemed likely. However, Floyd underwent an innovative surgery that saved his career. As he moved up in weight, adjustments had to be made. At one point, Floyd, who struggled to make 130 pounds, entered the ring at an unofficial weight of 138.5 pounds. He was now competing at a new level, going up against the WEC lightweight champion. Looking back at his early years, Floyd fought with a much more aggressive style as Pretty Boy Floyd. He took risks and put himself in dangerous situations. However, when he faced Jose Luis Castillo for the lightweight title, he struggled but managed to win by unanimous decision. The fight was controversial, with many believing Castillo should have won. Are you suggesting a rematch, given that many people think Castillo won? Floyd was asked after the fight, "If they want a rematch, we can do it again." He responded confidently. The rematch proved Floyd's superiority. As he dominated Castillo the second time around, A.S. Mayweather's career progressed. He fully embraced the role of the villain. Fans loved to hate him, and more importantly, they paid to hate him. I run at night. Go for a long run, hit the fitness gym, sit in the hot tub, and get a massage every day. Floyd explained when asked about his training routine. He had no issue playing the bad guy as long as it drove pay-per-view sales. One of his most memorable fights came in 2005 against Arturo Gatti. It was Floyd's first pay-per-view event, and he put on a masterclass, proving why he was the best pound-for-pound boxer in the world. By this point, Floyd had an undefeated record of 38 wins in 38 fights, with titles in 5 different weight classes. But the fight that truly made him a global superstar was his 2007 showdown with Oscar de la Hoya. De La Hoya was boxing's biggest pay-per-view star. However, Floyd saw this as his chance to take control of his career. When I got free and became my own boss, I did things my way. Floyd said. De La Hoya, unimpressed, fired back. He's still the same little brat I said he was back then. Nothing's changed. The fight was the biggest sporting event of the year. The crowd was electric as Mayweather entered the arena wearing a Mexican sombrero. Playing mind games with De La Hoya's fans, the boos rained down. But Floyd thrived under the pressure. In the ring, he proved superior, winning a split decision. This victory earned him his 6th title and shattered pay-per-view records. Forbes magazine even reported that Floyd had become the highest-paid athlete in the world. His fame skyrocketed. He appeared on Dancing with the Stars, mingled with Barack Obama, and became a household name. Next up was Ricky Hatton. The fight sold out in less than an hour, and the crowd was overwhelmingly pro-Hatton. Celebrities like Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, and Wesley Snipes were in attendance to watch the spectacle. The fight itself was one-sided. Floyd dominated Hatton, knocking him out in the 10th round. He was beating up popular fighters, and people hated him for it, one analyst commented. But Floyd didn't mind. He knew fans would pay to see him lose, and that was exactly what he wanted to be. Why this point? Floyd was on a completely different level from other fighters. His skills, conditioning, and strategy made him nearly unbeatable. He never cheated himself. He was always in shape. He never had an off night. A boxing expert noted Floyd Mayweather had cemented himself as one of the greatest boxers of all time. His journey was filled with challenges, but his talent and work ethic set him apart from the rest. Floyd Mayweather is the best boxer in the world, having competed in 5 different weight classes and fought in 20 championship bouts. Throughout his career, he faced some of the biggest names in boxing, from Oscar de la Hoya to Ricky Hatton. Even today, he continues to prove he's the best. I ended my last fight with Juan Manuel Marquez. I had to shake off the rust because I had been retired for 2 years. Fighters like Sugar Ray Leonard have made successful comebacks, but they were never quite the same. The stats from my fight with Marquez told the whole story. Mayweather landed an incredible 59% of his punches, while Marquez only managed 12%. He completely shut him down, becoming a defensive genius in the ring. It was supposed to be 2 cobras facing off, but instead, it looked like a cobra and its prey. Mayweather was the king of the ring. Let's talk about why Marquez was chosen as my opponent. Some people questioned it, saying there was too much talk. But let me explain. This story goes back to 1999, and now, in 2010, I was up against Sugar Shane Mosley. I did everything I could to fight Manny Pacquiao, agreeing to all his demands, but he wouldn't even negotiate with me. So, what does that say about Pacquiao? During this stretch, I fought 4 future Hall of Fame opponents. I barely took any clean shots, maybe 7 or 8 at most. One of those was when Shane Mosley rocked me in the 2nd round. The crowd got excited, thinking there was finally a real fight. But I went to my corner, sat down, came right back out, and dominated. That's why I'm the greatest. I'm better at boxing than Stephen Hawking was at astrophysics. Mayweather is nearly untouchable in the ring. His ability to take away a fighter's confidence is unmatched. At this moment in my career, I was coming off a 16-month layoff to face Victor Ortiz. My official purse was $25 million, but I was looking at making $30 to $40 million. That's how much of a draw I was. From the opening bell, I dominated Ortiz, showing no signs of rust. In the fourth round, Ortiz got frustrated and hit me with a blatant headbutt, bloodying my mouth. The crowd hated the dirty move. When the fight resumed, Ortiz tried to hug me, but he forgot the most important rule in boxing: protect yourself at all times. He dropped his guard, and I knocked him out that I did nothing wrong. Once the ref says time is back in, the fight is on. Ortiz wasn't ready, and I took advantage of it. That's boxing. The night of my fight with Miguel Cotto was another defining moment. I kept winning until the time came for me to serve a jail sentence. People talk, but there were no pictures, just rumors and accusations. I signed a plea deal, and that was that. Mayweather surrendered to the Clark County Court, and 2 months later, I was a free man. With a renewed appreciation for life, I got back to work. My uncle Roger had trained me for years, but my father returned to my corner to help sharpen my defense. That made a huge difference in my game. 36 years old, I faced undefeated champion Canelo Alvarez in one of the most anticipated fights ever. Watching me fight, you'd see why I'm the best. Canelo would throw a left, I'd already be on the right. He'd throw a right, and I'd be gone again. It was like I had teleportation powers. Nobody could touch me after 12 rounds. The result was clear: Mayweather won. I walked away with a record $40 million payday. But even with my perfect record, people still asked, what about Pacquiao? The fight with Pacquiao was finally set after years of build-up. It was the event of the century, generating a record-breaking $72 million live gate and 4.7 million pay-per-view buys. In total, it was projected to bring in $400 million, more than the GDP of 29 countries. For years, people doubted me, calling me scared, saying I would lose. But when fight night came, I proved them all wrong. I outboxed Pacquiao with ease. People expected a war, but I turned it into a masterclass in defense. That's why I became the richest fighter in sports history. 4 months later, I fought Andre Berto, winning comfortably on points. At 38 years old, I walked away from the sport with a perfect 49-0 record. But my story wasn't over yet. I came back to face UFC superstar Conor McGregor in what was more of a spectacle than a true boxing contest. Still, it shattered records. Pay-per-view numbers went through the roof, and I was looking at a $200 to $300 million payday. When it was all said and done, I took home $275 million. That I'm not just a boxer, I'm a business mastermind. We don't even call it pay-per-view anymore. We call it May-per-view. I'm the first billionaire boxer in history, and my